my favors don't come for free. Carrying product in the car with Mama and Nikki.
You know, rich, they worth the reward. Trying to put BMF all over.
What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Mark Dark, and I'm back with another video. If you're new, if you love BMF, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Like the video and leave your theories, comments, everything down below. Now today we're going to be talking about BMF Season 2, Episode 2. This is the recap. I'm going to try to focus on all the key points in this episode. If I miss anything, you guys let me know down below. This was a very good episode, and it seems like each and every episode, Lamar is getting closer and closer to getting back at Meech, and it is a matter of time before he confronts him. It was just crazy seeing Meech and Terry go at it. We know it. The two will eventually start working together once again. But as of right now, Terry is kind of going back and forth if he really wants to be in the game, or does he just want to have an honest living like he's been talking about and just stick to the car business. And your boy Charles, he was on one in this episode. Terry had some new ideas that he wanted to do for the business, but Charles, he's like, look, we're going to do things my way. I don't have to tell you when I hire people or if I'm doing something as far as the business. I can do what I want. So that's not going to work out for that much longer, in my opinion. Terry was already getting upset at Charles for the things that he was doing in this episode. So I don't see him allowing that to continue to happen throughout the season. And now B. Mickey, I don't know what this dude is doing, but it seems like Detective Bryant wants to call him family because B. Mickey is out there doing things, telling him things to help out, Brian in his operation. This is not going to end well, and I just want to know how B. Mickey's going to get himself up out of this. I told you guys I think it is going to be a twist, but I don't know when that's going to happen. B. Mickey definitely needs to switch things up because he can't be playing both sides. You know what I'm saying? I know he wants to look out for himself, and he's concerned about his moms, but he has to make smarter moves, especially if he wants to continue to be working around Meech in the BMF organization. So let's begin the recap. What did we see in Episode 2 titled Family Business? Now, as we just talked about, Charles was on one in this episode. Terry had his necklace on, a chain with, T, and he wasn't feeling it. He's talking about we are Christian, family business. I mean, he's pretty much just telling Terry exactly what he wants him to do. Terry cannot have any input without any type of backlash from Charles, and you can tell he's getting tired of all the mess. And the sad part is they just started the business. Now Terry kicks this customer out of his car. The dude was running his mouth telling Terry where to go and what directions will be quicker. They get into a little argument and Terry can't take it. He kicks him out and keeps it pushing. So it goes to show you that Terry, he doesn't have that much patience. He's just getting pissed off at all the things that's happening. I think it's a combination of his dad trying to run things in the business, putting a lot of pressure on himself. Now we get to K9 and Meech, and Peaches is there. They're having a conversation about the business in her. Now she's exotic. She's able to speak different languages. She's able to make deals with a lot of different clients that K9 has interactions with, and that's very smart. Meech tells him about his operations that he's going to be starting in Cleveland, and he just wants to continue to expand the business. K9 is putting Meech on game, telling him he needs to invest in different, outlets to make money. Places like this. They're at Dairy Queen. I mean, there's other small businesses that he can use to clean his money and to invest in, just in case something does go down. Now, while they're out there talking, all of a sudden, this guy, he rolls up on them and he gets the spraying. And he ain't playing around. And apparently, he's an enemy. Apparently, this dude could be connected to the coach that K9 took out last episode, and he's looking for blood. I mean, this dude has some of the worst aiming that I've seen. Like, you gonna do a drive-by and you ain't hitting nothing. Everybody's running. K9 and Meech and all them, they run up. They get the popping back at the dude. He gets out of his car, he's running, and he loses his shoe. K9's not really tripping about it. He's like, look, I'm going to find Cinderella and we going to handle it. And that's exactly what he ended up doing by the end of the episode. This dude K9 really don't be playing around with these cats. Now, we get to Lucille. She's cleaning up and she sees a dirty magazine that Charles, he done got hidden within his music stuff. And she's upset. You know what I'm saying? Charles comes down and look at his face. He done messed up just by the way he's looking, talking about what's going on. Well, she tells him she's going to her mom's in Cleveland. It's her birthday. And it's a shame that he cannot come. Him and Terry, of course, Charles is talking about, well, they got the business they got to do or whatever. And she mentions that, look, Nicole still needs bras and stuff like that. And her mom needs a gift. Now, Charles says it's still kind of tight right now. Lucille ain't having that. She's like, Nicole's bras is kind of tight right now. And she's going to handle it or whatever. She's just tired of not having any money, tired of being broke. And she said, you know what? Let's go shopping. So her and Nicole, they go to the store, they get her some bras, and this time they get the expensive, nice bras. She gets a credit card, but the whole time she's getting the credit card in Nicole's name. But it is what it is. She's like, man, I'm tired of keep, struggling. It's time to get out here and have fun and just shop till I drop. Now, we get to B. Mickey's mom. Apparently, Detective Brian done came there, gave her some flowers. B. Mickey is like, who gave you this? And she says some guy came here talking about he's your boss. She's talking about how she wants Kato there and all this stuff. So her mind is all over the place. We know she's in a, bad medical condition, and it's just a matter of time before something bad happens to her. She needs the best treatment, and that's exactly what B. Mickey wants to get her. Now, we get to Meech. He's at the house. He's drinking the orange juice, having a good old time. He tells Terry, look, this is my house. I'm back. And Terry's like, dude, are you crazy? And he's kind of, wondering why Meech is even going to Cleveland because he can't even come to a family dinner. Meech tells him he's going to go down there for the birthday party and, of course, to make a connection with her cousin James to do business. Now, Terry is like, really? So you're going to carry product with Nicole and Moms? And Meech is like, hell nah, are you crazy? Once I get the word that our cousin is cool, I'm going to get B. Mickey to bring the product down there, right? And you can tell Terry is like, oh, okay. But he feels like he can still help out. Now, he's not really telling Meech this, but he is feeling this way because of what he tells Meech later on in the episode about him really needing his help. Now, we get to Detective Bryant and B. Mickey, and he's telling Detective Bryant that Meech is out of town on family business. He doesn't really have any intel on him like that. Detective Brian is like, man, so you got your mom staying at this facility? It ain't looking too good for her. He needs some intel in 72 hours. He tells B. Mickey, like, look, you better give me something or your mom is not going to remember who in the hell is even taking care of her. We know Detective Brian tells B. Mickey that he can get his mom moved to a better facility because if she stays there, the neglect will kill her before the dementia does. Now we get to Terry and Markeisha. Terry needs to find out how much more it will be to add another driver to the insurance. Now, Markeisha tells him about, clients at the airport. He can make more money. It's higher tips, especially for first-class clients. Terry, he's listening to her, but she's also telling him, how he needs to be treating these first-class clients, how to talk. She's, pretty much just spitting game to him, trying to help him out within the business. Terry believes that he knows how to hustle and he knows how to do this. But he said, you know what? Since you know what you're talking about, how about we go to the store and get some snacks? But Markeisha tells him it's called refreshments for the first-class clients. Now, we get to Cleveland, Ohio, and you already know something is about to go down. I told y'all this in my predictions. I didn't think everything would go good with Meech and him trying to do business with these guys. Now, his cousin James, he works at the video store, and Meech is going to use this opportunity to push product at that video store. And Meech is wanting to meet up with the guys that James is doing business with. That way, he can continue to expand this whole organization. Now, we get to Terry and Markeisha once again, and Terry, he is on one. He says, you know what? I'm going to cross off the competition's name off their own flyer. He marks their name off. He puts the Flannery Family Car Service right on it. He don't give a damn. And these is the same guys that he's going to have a problem with later on in the episode. He cannot even pay attention to what Markeisha is talking about because he's too focused on looking at her lips, just looking at her body. He doesn't give a damn. It goes to show you that he really likes Markeisha, but she is giving him some good advice, some good pointers on how he needs to run the business, which is what he's going to be trying to use. But we know Charles is going to have some issues with that. Now, we get to Meech. He goes and he meets up with his cousin's boys, and he's trying to present some business to these guys. And I knew once they start laughing, when Meech tells them that he has some great product, I knew these guys was going to be a problem. He tells them, like, look, y'all push these trees, y'all can be a part of my organization. And of course, he's telling them we need to go and just talk about and negotiate some terms on what needs to happen. Now, Travis, by just looking at this guy's face, you know he gonna be on something, right? You just know it, and it's just a matter of time before he shows his true colors. It's just sad because Meech was just trying to do business with these guys and not cause any issues, but y'all know how people be. They be on one. Now, they got this officer outside of Lamar's room. I don't know what the hell he out there doing, but he got caught slipping. Your boy Lamar comes out of nowhere, chokes the guy out. He's not even 100%. Lamar already catching bodies, and it's in episode 2. He probably was thinking about Meech the whole time he was choking this guy out. Lamar, Mr. You Can't Stop the Rain, is out on the loose, and it's just a matter of time before he confronts Meech. But he's going to need some help before he does that. Now, Detective Bryant and Detective Veronica Jen, they talk about Lamar briefly. I mean, they didn't even seem like they gave a damn. They just said the reports are true or whatever, and then that's it. They don't know where he's at. Like, are y'all crazy? Y'all up here talking about some damn Chinese food, laughing, having a good old time. Y'all need to be calling SWAT. We got a madman on the loose. We got a guy out there catching bodies left or right, and he ain't even 100%. Y'all best to be getting on your job before Mr. You Can't Stop the Rain pops up on somebody else. Now, Terry takes Marquisha's advice. He goes to the airport. He wants to pick up first-class clients in order to get more money, but it seems like he's having some problems with the airport security. The guy is talking about he needs an airport fee and all that, trying to get some money out of Terry. Terry's like, hell nah, he ain't doing it. He pulls up and he still is able to pick up some more clients or whatever, and he's taking them to places that I guess the average taxi don't go in the city. And these guys are going to continue to cause issues for Terry. He's going to have some more interactions with them later on in the episode. Now, we get to Meech and his cousin James. It seems like the idea about, moving weight at the video store is working. And this is what Meech wanted. He wanted to come to Cleveland and make some moves. And the last thing he needs to do is just make this deal with the people that James is in connections with. Now, we get to Grandma's house. They're having a party for her. Everything is going well. Everybody's dancing. But you can tell Lucille's still feeling some type of way about Meech being in the drug game and, of course, being around the family and they not knowing the truth about what he's out there doing. She's going to have a conversation with her mother later on in the episode and tell her everything about Meech and, of course, her marriage. Now, we get to Terry, and Terry is telling his pops Charles about, going to the airport, making a lot of money, and, they got first-class clients. It's a good idea on what they can be doing. Charles ain't even trying to hear it. Charles wants to do the same thing he's been doing, talking about we're going to stick to what we've been doing. That's it. We ain't going to do all that. I mean, come on. Terry has some good ideas. Charles doesn't give a damn. All he's doing is eating, looks like absolutely nothing. Like, dude, come on, Charles. I mean, you have to open up. It can't just be your business. What about your son? I mean, he's the guy that put up the money for the business in the first place. To me, it seems like Charles is living out his fantasies about, the car business through Terry. And when Terry has some good ideas, he ain't trying to hear it. That's not going to cut it. And it needs to change quickly in order for them to continue to be successful. Now, we get to beat Mickey. He's having a conversation with Meech, but Detective Brian is out there knocking on the door, so he has to hurry up and hang up the phone. And B. Mickey is giving Detective Brian some intel, talking about Meech is still in Ohio, and, they're going to be having a meetup or whatever at this stash house or whatever down in Ohio in 2 days. He gives him the location. And I'm looking like, damn, so you really telling this dude all this intel? And B. Mickey was like, look, I'm going to keep it real with you, right? So we're going to see what's going to end up happening. But B. Mickey, man, come on. You got to be thinking smarter than this. We know they did not end up catching Meech at all, but still, for you to even give him anything about Meech or any type of business, transactions, or the locations, that's not something that you want to be doing in. It's just not looking too good. I don't know how the hell they're going to write this whole B. Mickey storyline out, but I told y'all, I do think it's going to be some type of twist along the way. Now, we get back to Terry, and he's back at the airport. He's confronting the security guard, talking about we not paying you nothing. He's tired of it, right? And Terry actually goes to all the other car services guys that's out there telling him we should, blackball this dude because what he's doing is not right. We need to stick together, and file a complaint with the airport, right? Now, while he's doing this, he sees another guy there. He confronts him. Now, this guy is a part of Touch the Glass car service. This is the brochure that Terry had and that he crossed off their names and put his business name on there. And the guy is not having it. The guy is pissed off and he's telling Terry, don't do that again or it will be some problems. We will see more of this guy very, very soon. Terry will have issues with them, right? Now, Terry is able to get another customer, and while he's getting this customer, taking her to her spot, we know it's some stops and checkpoints. So Terry needs to go and make a phone call to make sure he can get his clients, in time. Now, he makes a phone call. He calls Meech, right? Now, as soon as Meech answers the phone, Meech is believing it's B. Mickey because B. Mickey is supposed to be there. And he's telling him, like, look, are you coming or whatever? Terry is trying to tell Meech that it's him, but the phone is hung up entirely too quick. Terry understands that B. Mickey is not there and Meech is looking for him. So he decides to go and help out his damn self without even telling Meech what he's doing, right? Now, Meech is getting in trouble because Grandma comes out there. She's like, what the hell you out here doing, smoking that stuff? at her house on her porch. She ain't having it. She hits him a few times. Meech, she couldn't do nothing but sit back and just take it. Y'all know old school grandmas, they don't play about that. You ain't supposed to be drinking or smoking at the house, and she lets Meech know exactly what time it is. I mean, look at his face. He's just like, man, it is what it is. He knew he messed up. Now, we get to Saki and Dink. I mean, these guys are in there having a good old time, partying, dancing, doing what they want to do. Now, Terry is pissed off. He gets in there. He's like, look, where is B Mickey? He's supposed to be making this stop for Meech, but he ain't nowhere to be found. Saki's talking about he's going to be making the stop. It's on him. Terry ain't having that at all. Dink in there grilling the dude, talking about he looking like Stevie Wonder. I'm looking like, well, damn. He kind of do with those glasses on, but Terry, he forces his way up in there and he wants the product because he needs to take it to Meech in order to make this business transaction. Now, we get back to Lucille and her mom's, and of course she's telling her about the marriage, how things ain't going well, and she's telling her about how Meech, he sells drugs, and she's pretty much telling Lucille like, look, I know you stressed out, but everything is going to be all right. She's always been proud of her. She's telling her that the kids, they will always come back to the nest if you raise them right to get comfort or whatever. And she's just trying to make her daughter feel good. So hopefully things do go well for Lucille this season. As of right now, it's definitely not looking good, but she's going to have to pull through. Now, we get to Terry. He decides he's going to be making a trip to Cleveland. He's telling LaWanda, let's take a quick trip. It's his grandma's birthday. Let's get away. They haven't really left in a while. And he wants to take them on a ride in the car, right? So LaWanda, she's all down for it. She's happy. So they get the packing. And your boy T, he takes all the baby formula out and he puts the product inside. And I'm looking like, dude, you just told Meech about, having product in the car with Nicole and Mom's, but you doing it with LaWanda and your baby boy. So what the hell is going on? Now, of course, Terry's very nervous because it is still checkpoints going on throughout the city. And we know one of the officers, he needs Terry's license and registration. Terry knows the product is there. And you can tell he really just wants to get the hell up out of there. He tries to back out. The officer asks him what was he doing. Luckily, LaWanda and the baby was in the back because she was able to try to, get the officer, to get off of him a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Took the attention off of Terry and he was able to go ahead and get there to Cleveland. Now, Meech is like, what the hell are you even doing here? I thought you was out the game. Terry tells him he brought the product to him and he should be thanking him. And I'm just thinking like, well, it was kind of risky for you to do that with your family in the car. But hey, this was Terry's choice. And if he got caught, he's going to have to deal with those consequences. Now, Meech, he goes through the bag and he makes sure that all the product is there, but he notices they're missing something, right? Now, Lucille, she was about to feed the baby the product, y'all. She thought it was baby formula, but no, it wasn't no baby formula. It would have been over if all that would have went down. Luckily, Terry was able to move in real slickly and stop that from happening. All I know is this, it would have been bad news if that would have went down that way. Now, Meech goes back to the boys and he tells them like, all right, so are we good on the, on the terms that we talked about earlier on? And now Terrell and his boys talking about, nah, we ain't good. Terms have changed. I want this, I want that. They're acting funny. Meech is like, well, if y'all changing stuff, I can just leave with my product. But Terrell is not allowing that to happen. And Meech, he's in a very sticky situation. So Meech is like, all right, so y'all all out here, y'all, deep with y'all boys. Y'all tough when y'all all together. You can have it or whatever. You know what I'm saying? You got that. We know Meech ain't gonna let this slide. He gonna play it off until he gets Terrell back by himself, which he, needed to do that because this dude is switching up. Like, why would you even mess up this business relationship? Now, Detective Veronica Jen, she's actually taken up for Detective Howard. He was getting, some hate in the office about his sources and how he's getting information on the Flannerys. I mean, she took up for him. This can, be the start of a good relationship. It goes to show you that she's going to ride and die for her partners. Now, Charles has went out there and hired a new driver. Her name is Denise. And he didn't even have a conversation with Terry about it at all. He did exactly what he wanted to do. Now, Terry's upset because he's like, man, you didn't come to me. We didn't talk about this. But Charles is talking about, I ain't got to talk to you about this. You know what I'm saying? I can do what I want to do, especially for this business. But when Terry goes out there and even talks about what is needed to be done, it's a problem. Now, Charles is talking about he's worked with her at the factory for years. She's a single mom trying to take care of her son. Terry's like, well, I got a family too. Like, what the hell is you even talking about? Your boy Charles is going to do what he wants to do. And if you question him, he's always going to have some type of excuse on why it should go his way. Now, we get to your boy Meech. He goes and he's watching out and he is able to make a quick connection with Terrell's mom. He helps her out with the groceries. Terrell comes in and he's shook. He's like, really? So what the hell is going on? Meech tells him, like, look, this is what's going to happen, because he knows where he lives. He knows where his mom stays. He pulls out the strap. He tells Terrell, like, look, you're going to report to James from now on. You're going to do exactly what I tell you to do. If you slip up, it's going to end bad for you. Like, you don't want these problems. So now he's going to have to do what Meech tells him to do. And Meech tells him he's going to need his product back. If I'm Meech, I'm going to watch this dude, because you cannot trust him just based off his first interactions with him and what he tried to pull in front of his boys. So hopefully things do go well with him. But from the looks of it, he seems very pissed off. And I would not be surprised if he does try something else. But if he's smart, he would do exactly what Meech tells him to do and just do good business and leave it at that. Now, we get to your boy Detective Bryant, the whole crew that go in and raid the spot that B. Mickey gave him. Meech is nowhere to be found. One guy jumps out the window, breaks his leg. I'm looking like, dude, you slipping up. Like, do you see all them cops out there just waiting on you? I guess not. Now, you guys let me know, did B. Mickey know that Meech was not going to be at this location? Or did he know he was? Or something go differently? At the end of the day, he wasn't there. Detective Bryant still decided to help out B. Mickey at the end of the episode. But as I told y'all, B. Mickey, he cannot afford to be playing both sides of the fence. He needs to figure out what he's going to do, and he's going to have to do it quickly. If he's smart, his loyalty will, go towards his boy Meech, because Detective Bryant, he can't be trusted. Now, this guy right here, I believe his name is Travis. He was entirely too loud. He was talking about, his winnings. He was doing real good, and he was flirting with K9's girl Peaches, right? Now, K9 did mention that he does not like guys that, run their mouth. They're all loud. You got to watch people like that. This is what he was telling Meech. Well, I'm going to tell you right now, this Travis character, it's just a matter of time before he's up out of here. I don't see him making it in the long run. Now, Meech drops off the money to K9, and K9's like, look, I got to show you something. And he's like, look, if they violate, you got to demonstrate. So once again, K9 shows him another body, somebody else getting dropped off. This dude, K9, does not play around at all. This is the Cinderella man. He's the one that, lost his shoe when he was out there shooting. And now he got caught slipping, and he's not here anymore. Now, Lamar, he done escaped. He's out there in the rain. It's crazy because he is Mr. You Can't Stop the Rain. It ain't looking too good for him. He's crawling. All of a sudden, the car pulls up, and we see Alvin. He has returned, a.k.a. Ashy Larry. And you already know he's about to help Lamar out and get him back to recovery. And, of course, we know, based off that episode 3 trailer, Lamar will be back on the streets. I cannot wait to see what he's going to be up to, but Lamar is definitely not playing around. I mean, if he did what he did and he was injured, just imagine what he's going to do when he gets a little bit more strength back. And I'm looking like, didn't nobody see this dude leave? Like, what the hell? No one saw this dude wobbling around the hospital. Like, come on. Now, we get to B. Mickey and Detective Bryant. Detective Bryant has told him he's got his mom transferred to a state-of-the-art facility. She's going to be good. B. Mickey is talking about, man, no one's never did anything like this for me and all this and all that. And he says, look, we family, right? So Detective Bryant knows what he's doing. He's trying to get B. Mickey on his side, and he's willing to do whatever it takes in order to get Meech. Now, B. Mickey did state that Meech was supposed to be at that drop, but he was not there. So y'all let me know, man. Your boy B. Mickey, what is this guy on? Now, we know Terry did B. Mickey's job in this episode. B. Mickey told Meech that he was busy with his moms. He's sorry. Now, Meech has a meeting. He's telling his boys, we got to have better communication. If you're supposed to be somewhere, you need to be there. Or if something comes up, let me know. We got to just have better communication. And to be honest, B. Mickey didn't really get a whole lot of backlash from this. He probably thought he was going to get more. But Meech told him, like, look, dude, you family. You know what I'm saying? Don't worry about it, right? So once again, we got Meech telling B. Mickey, you family. Detective Bryant telling him he's family. This dude, he's in a lose-lose situation from the looks of it, y'all. Now, we know that the boys was kind of, upset that Terry was telling them what to do. Meech tells them, from now on, y'all follow my orders. And if I'm not around, y'all go to B. Mickey. So now B. Mickey is feeling even more stress on his head. Now we get to Lucille and Charles. She done dressed up, got her a new dress when she was out shopping with her and Nicole. Charles comes in, and at first he's kind of happy. He's kind of playing it off like, oh, okay, you got a nice outfit. And then all of a sudden, this dude pulls out the whole credit card information, talking about, well, you bought it with this credit card that you took out in our daughter's name. He's upset. And I'm looking like, damn, Charles can never just have a good scene with Lucille. It's always some type of drama. Of course, they start to argue. Lucille's talking about she's tired of struggling. You know, she misses how things used to be. I mean, it's like a back and forth argument, right? She does bring up the point that she found his dirty magazines. And he's talking about, well, you won't have to worry about that if it wouldn't be a hassle for me to even get some. I'm looking like, dude, you could have got some tonight. Like, what are you doing? You want to argue where you could have got one off. I mean, you were stressed out the last episode. This is your opportunity. But Charles was so pissed off. He's like the dad on Everybody Hates Chris. He's like, screw all that. You know what I'm saying? This is costing us too much money. That ain't happening. So they just go back and forth. She's tired. Charles is tired. I mean, y'all, this whole storyline as of right now is just not looking good. And I mean, I understand Charles is upset about her opening up a credit card in her, in their daughter's name. But in her perspective, she's like, look, I'm tired of keep asking you for stuff. We struggling. I got to do what I got to do. And eventually we know those boys, and we talking about Meech and Terry, they're going to be the ones that's going to support the family in a better financial way. But this is just the very beginning, man. We got 8 more episodes left. Y'all leave y'all predictions on Lucille and Charles' relationship this season. Now, Meech and Terry, they get into it. We know Meech, he told Nicole that he's going to pay for the movie theater and all her friends to go see Coming to America. And everything is going well until they saw each other. Meech confronts him about, coming to his crew, running things, him getting in and out the game. He has to pick a lane. He wants him to stay out of his business. They get into a little fight. And Meech tells him, the next time you get into my business, I'm going to beat you down. Plain and simple, right? And Terry's like, look, if it weren't for me, you would have never even got the product in the first place in Cleveland. And we know that's true because Big Mickey, he didn't know what the hell he was doing. And Saki, come on. Can you trust Saki to deliver that product? I don't know about that. So it would have been some issues along the way, in my opinion. But they both do have points. Meech does have a point about Terry dipping and dabbing in both lanes. Pick one. And, Terry did help Meech out as far as getting the product there. But at the same time, we know Terry made a huge risk by taking product with LaWanda and his son in the car. So he has to pick what type of lifestyle that he wants to live. And he has to choose if it's really worth doing. But overall, man, this was a fire episode, man. It ended crazy with the two brothers going at it. But we know the two brothers, they're going to make up and do what they got to do to make things right. And also make sure that this business can continue to expand. But y'all leave y'all predictions on what y'all think is going to happen next. We will be talking about the episode 3 trailer in the next BMF video. I cannot wait to see it because your boy Lamar, he going to be on one, man. And I'm going to tell you right now, Terry eventually is going to have more issues with his pops because he's not going to sit around and allow Charles to continue to dictate and run everything without Terry not even being able to have any type of input. But we shall see how it's all going to play out. But I want to thank you guys once again for all the love, all the support, and I will catch y'all on the next one. But let me get up on out of here, man. It's your boy Mark Dark. I'm out. Peace.